this is the Timeless Tarot, and today's reading is for the sign of Gemini and will be for the month ahead or for the next 4 to 6 weeks. I have laid out a spread, so let's go straight to the bottom of the deck, and we have got the Page of Pentacles. The pages are always messages, but the Pentacles refers to a gift normally, or it could be talking about something that you've been waiting for. Maybe you've been waiting for a small amount of money to come in, or you've been waiting to receive some sort of gift, possibly. And underneath that, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So these two pair very nicely. The Queen of Pentacles is the card of knowing your own worth. And what often comes with that is the setting of boundaries, knowing what you will and won't put up with, knowing what you do deserve. That you've been waiting for something to improve in a financial way, and possibly for the last 2 years, because the Pentacles are years cards, and we've got 2 Pentacles there, but we also have 2 Pentacles crowning the situation. In the centre we have the 6 of Pentacles, so this is a lot of money cards so far, and this is the card of equality, if you like, of sharing. It's the giving and receiving and sharing of finances, but it could relate to things like property as well. So this is at the heart of the reading this month, is a feeling of sharing and fairness. Now, what is crossing that is the Wheel of Fortune. Now, the Wheel of Fortune is a brilliant card to get in a reading because it talks of fortune coming your way and of things improving hugely. But it is crossing the 6 of Pentacles. So what does that mean? Well, it either means that your good fortune can't start yet because there is something that needs sharing out first, or you're waiting for some sort of fortunate energy to come in and assist, I think. This is quite complicated. Let me get a clarifier. Oh, right. Okay, that's interesting. We've got 10 of Cups. This is finding your happy ever after. I'm just not quite sure what the starting point is here. Well, I suppose you could be in some sort of legal situation where the sharing out of assets is what is going to bring you a happy ever after. Or maybe it's the other way round. The Wheel of Fortune. It feels like the Wheel of Fortune should be turning for you, and it should be delivering you a happy ever after, but it's not doing it just yet. Something needs to be sorted out or shared out first before the Wheel of Fortune can bring you your happy ever after. That's what it feels like. On the face of things, we have the 2 of Pentacles. This is the card of weighing up your options. It's also feeling a bit like you've been stuck in a never-ending loop because we have the infinity sign here. And it can be the card of 2 years. So it could be that you've been weighing up your options for 2 years and you don't feel like you're making much progress. Again, it's a financial card. In a way, it feels a little bit, now I'm looking at the 10 of Cups, feels a little bit like finances are interlinked with family here. And there is something financial that needs sorting out to do with family, which will bring some fortunate energy in, I think. Let's get a clarifier for the 2 of Pentacles. Well, you've got guidance here. Temperance is also a card of balance, but it's an angel, so you're being guided to deal with it this month. Something needs sorting out and you need to get on with it, which will then allow the fortunate energy to flow. And it is something wrapped up with your self-worth and your family. And I'm sorry, I can't be any clearer than that. The situation itself is a bit of a puzzle, I think. Oh, it's like a dot to dot. It feels like you've got so far and then you have not joined the next set of dots up in order to see the bigger picture. In the underneath position, or what is hidden, is the 5 of Cups. This is feeling like you don't have any joy in your life. There are 2 cups still standing, so you can see here the 3 cups have been kicked over, but the 2 cups are still standing, which means that, you know, you've got the possibility of true love coming your way. And actually, I'm going to tell you, you've got that at the outcome. So don't despair. If you're interested in a love reading, that is what you're going to get. But in general terms, the fives are not good cards. They talk about not having what you want. And this one is talking about not having the love that you want. Now, I took 2 clarifiers to go with it. And we have another 5, which is the 5 of Swords. This is a card of a battle, really. Or it could be choosing heartbreak. So it could be that you chose to do something that broke your own heart. Maybe you severed a connection that broke your own heart. The thing is this, we also got the High Priestess with these 2 cards, and the High Priestess is the card of innate knowing. So whatever you did it because you felt like you needed to. But it's left you in a situation where it feels like you chose to break your own heart and now you have nothing. I think your instincts were correct. I think you did need to break away from something, because in the past position we have the 7 of Swords. This is some sort of secret or sneaky energy. So it could be that you had a secret relationship in the past, some sort of secret liaison, and it wasn't working for you, so you chose to cut out of it, and it's left you feeling like you haven't got a love connection that you want. Well, the good news is you'd made the right choice, I believe. And I think this sort of sneaky secret energy is definitely best left in the past. Don't forget, we have got the Happy Ever After card potentially starting very, very soon. So in order to get to Happy Ever After, you need to leave anything that was less than good in the past. Now, I'm starting to see a bit of a picture developing here. Perhaps you did not put boundaries in place. Perhaps this is not the past. Perhaps this is very much now. Perhaps what these cards are trying to say is, if you are in some sort of secret relationship or affair, that it is not good for you and you need to put a boundary in place and leave it firmly in the past. And if that is the case, then all the good things will be coming in for you. I think so. That's what that's starting to feel like. Let's get a clarifier for the 7 of Swords. See if we can get some more. So this is, Knight of Wands is the knight that's around for a good time, not a long time. So it could be that you've been in some sort of fling or situationship or something like that, some sort of affair with somebody who potentially was not going to be around for long term. I think perhaps you tried to convince yourself maybe they were going to be, but actually you're better off recognizing that they're not and leaving that energy, that sort of fly-by-night energy, firmly in the past, I believe. And it could be that you were dealing with Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. In the future, we have the 7 of Pentacles, another money card. We're getting all the money cards. So this is waiting for harvest, really. This is having done everything right and waiting for the next thing to arrive. Well, what's really good is, in the present, you have the 6 of Pentacles, which is the sharing of assets. And in the future, you have the just waiting for this sharing to bring you what you want. That is great, because that's progression through the numbers, and that's always a really good thing. And don't forget, we have the Wheel of Fortune as well here. So the Wheel of Fortune will start turning, and it is going to deliver you what you want. I don't think it's going to be delivering everything this month. There is an element of slow about this. But you have got to make sure that if you're in some sort of relationship that you know in your heart of hearts is not good for you, that needs to be left in the past, because then you can at least get the Wheel of Fortune into forward motion in order to get the better things for your future. And I think that's really what we were saying. The energy that needs sharing is the fortunate energy that you are not currently in, because you're in some sort of relationship that is not good for you, is what it feels like now. And I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get to that point. The whole thing was quite muddled to start with. You're being guided actually to take the bull by the horns and follow the guidance and leave a negative situation in the past. In the personal position, it's another money card. We've got the 8 of Pentacles now. So we've gone 6, 7, 8. And as I said before, progression is good. You've been working on yourself, or you are working on yourself, your health or your worth. And that is working out really well for you. It feels a little bit like maybe you don't want to do this. Maybe you don't want to be focusing on you want to focus on good relationship. Well, you have to leave the bad relationship or the bad situation in the past in order to bring in something better in the future. So in the meantime, you may as well focus on your finances. I think that would be really good, actually. It can also talk about focusing on your worth as well. And we've already got the Queen of Pentacles, which is knowing your own worth. So I think this is starting to feel like you need to put some boundaries in place in order to get to where you want to go. What's good though, in the home position, we have the Sun, and this is everything being wonderful at home. So if home has been a problem previously, that problem has been sorted out, which is great news. The Sun is the best card in the deck. You can't get better. It talks of everything being exactly as you want it, a joy and happiness. In the hopes and fears position, well, I'm not surprised to find this here. We are hoping for a sincere love connection. The Knight of Cups, in contrast to the Knight of Wands, is very, very sincere. This is a true love offer coming in. This isn't somebody who's going to race in and race out again. This is what you're looking for. So there is a big difference here. This is what you've either currently had or have just left in the past. And this is what you want in your future. Well, let's get a clarifier. That could be a Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio masculine coming in with a love offer, but not necessarily. Well, it's a sincere love offer. It could be, oh, well, this is you, because this is an air sign queen. So this is Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. So I suppose we could combine these and say that a sincere love offer is coming from a Gemini, Aquarius or Libra. Or if you're a feminine watching this, then this is you in your best energy. So this masculine coming in feels like he might be a bit younger, and he could well be a water sign if you are a feminine watching. I wonder if he feels a bit intimidated by you, possibly. Or perhaps you're fearing that you've cut yourself adrift. Well, that's right. You're fearing that if you cut yourself adrift from this sort of masculine, there will be nothing left for you. But we know that this sort of masculine is the potential. So this is what you're hoping for. This is what you're fearing, is that you're going to be too independent and you'll end up on your own. Well, I don't believe so, because at the outcome we have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups. This is the card of true love connection. This is the card of truth and victory. And I think what it is saying here is that the truth of the matter is you need to get everything in order, line up. I mean, you've got your home life is in order. What you now need to do is sort out your worth. Make sure you know what your own worth is, what you deserve, and put some boundaries firmly in place to keep out people that are not going to be good for you. It is going to take a little bit of time, but the outcome is one of a true love connection. This is a love connection, and this is the truth. So together, this is finding true love. And so this is what you've been hoping for. You've been hoping for a sincere love offer coming in, and it feels like that is what you're going to find. True love at the outcome. Wow. Well, that would be amazing. And I took two other cards to go with that, and we have another page. This is a message of good news, and we have the Lovers. This is the Gemini card. This is your card. It's also a choice. It's also a very strong soul connection. So you've got some beautiful cards at the outcome here. You have what looks to be true love coming your way. And it's something that you're choosing for yourself. You're choosing to put yourself first, I think. You're choosing to put yourself first, to put some boundaries in place, to leave the less than desirable options in the past, and to allow something a lot better to come in for you. And that is what is going to happen. Don't forget though, at the start of this reading, we had to work out what you needed to do in order to get the wheel of motion flowing for you. I think what this reading is trying to say is that you need to be fair to yourself. In fact, I'm going to rephrase that. In fairness to yourself, you need to leave secret affairs in the past. If you're in any sort of situation that is secret, it needs to be left in the past. In fairness to yourself, you need to put some boundaries in place. And that is what this card is talking about. It's talking about being fair to yourself. It's an easy one to overlook, to be honest, being fair on yourself. But it's very important. In fact, it could be saying in fairness to yourself and your family. It's going to benefit everybody is what it feels like. Being fair to yourself, putting some boundaries in place, knowing your own worth, waiting for things to improve, working on your health, your wealth or your worth, following your intuition, leaving secret flings in the past, following the guidance, being fair to yourself, knowing your own worth is going to bring in a genuine love offer, something that you have been wishing for, a true love connection. That is what I believe you can start to work on this month. And then the outcome will be one of true love. But in the meantime, what is going to happen is that everything is going to get a big lift in your life, because if you can start being fairer to yourself, you'll end up finding you're happy ever after, and the wheel of fortune will start flowing for you. You have the sword of truth, you have the wheel of fortune, you can get what you want this month, I believe. So it's important to know your own worth this month and put some boundaries in place. Leave anything that is less than what you're looking for in the past and be fair to yourself, and everything will start to flow from there. Well, I really hope so, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Please like and subscribe so that I can read your energy more easily, which will help me to do more accurate readings for you and your situation in the future. And if you would like a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. But until the next time, this has been the Timeless Tarot. Goodbye.